Greetings everyone, welcome to Chess Advanced, and this is one of my games that I played. And if you want to see what total domination just feels like, this is exactly what it feels like, because this game is a perfect example of a Zugzwang position. Here the opponent is he didn't have any titles, but he was roughly 80 points above than me. He was like 25-20, and I'm 24-32. So just but I did not expect him to go this bad and this strong in this. So without further ado, let's start with this game. I'm really excited to show you this. Here just d4 by me, c5 by my opponent, c4 just c captures, knight to f3, and just knight to c6. We have knight captures on d4, and just immediately going for the my knight with e5. We have knight captures on c6, b captures, and here just a very nice bishop to b4, g3, bishop captures on c3, and b captures, and just going for this knight to e7, just preparing to castle. And here after bishop to g2, just going for this castles, and rook to b8, e4. But now just look at the squares I'm controlling here, and now you're going to realize that there is a very much issue. Yeah, when you capture with the dark square bishop and you sacrifice the dark square bishop for the knight, you have to understand that you cannot allow these dark squares to remain so easy to attack. So any normal person here in this position, he decided to go for an f5, like really regressive and not something you want to do. You can see the engine spike in this. Here the best move in this position, I realized the best move is just bishop to a3, and that's exactly what I played, because there is just too much pinning ideas. And not only that, I can just get the bishop here, push the pawn there, and you just cannot even push that pawn. That thrust will never come. This bishop will be locked in, your rook is not developed, and this is just a bad position to have. You don't want to play like this with so many dark square weaknesses. You sacrifice your dark square bishop for nothing, and you have so many just weaknesses in this position. That's definitely I'm going to take advantage of. Here f captures was played, but just bishop to e3. And now in this position here, we have rook to b2, we have bishop captures on e5, just grabbing that pawn. But instead of this bishop captures on e5, there was a very beautiful move in this position, going for this bishop captures on e5, just capturing with the other bishop and letting that bishop stay there, because that knight cannot move in this position. And here you'll realize that black's position absolutely crumbles, because here if you go for rook to f6, you get c5. And now you have to understand, here after knight to f5, trying to go for that, I will gladly give you my bishop of that bishop staying there. And here after bishop captures, rook captures, now you get this position because queen to c1 is coming. Rook to e2, you get rook to b1. Now I'm controlling the entire file. And here after getting this rook, just moving the rook back, you get rook to b8. I mean, your bishop cannot move. And now this is just getting ugly, because here g6 was played, but now just h4. And now after king to g7, you play this queen to d1, and the position is just so bad. Rook to e4, but here just queen to c2, and here you're attacking the rook, so rook needs to move. So rook to g4, but after bishop captures on e5 with the check, king moves, rook to e1. Now you have to try something. So here now comes c captures en passant, and we have g5. But now you can see how hopeless this position actually is, because after h5 you play queen to e8, queen to b3, and now you have to understand this bishop is pinned, it cannot move because of the rook. This rook is pinned because it's against the king. This rook has no squares against g4. I mean, I've never seen this hopeless position for for a person rated much higher than me, and you cannot do anything. I could have gone for that, but instead I didn't find the right moves. But here after rook to b2, I just played this bishop captures on e5, and this knight to g6 was played, bishop to d6 against attacking the rook. Rook moves, but now just comes c5. That bishop is going to be cemented there for the rest of the game, and there is nothing you can do about it. Here a5 was played, but now just queen to c1 attacking the rook. Rook moves, but now just going for c4. Rook moves, now a3 pushing the rook all the way back, but now comes this queen to c2, queen to f6, rook a e1, and just rook to a7. Rook captures on e4 was played by me. Rook captures, bishop captures, and now just going for this bishop to a6, just trying to activate this bishop, otherwise you have no squares and that bishop is going to be locked away forever. But now rook to e1, and now you cannot capture this. The move that you had to find in this position is queen goes back, and maybe just you can try and capture this pawn if I allow it. Just rook to 8 was played, and now just comes this bishop captures, and after h captures, queen to e4, and now there's just too many threats in this position. Here this was played trying to just be active a little bit, but just bishop captures, queen captures, and now finally queen captures, threatening to go for here, and there is nothing you can do about it. Bishop captures on c4 was tried, but now just rook to e8, bishop to f7, but rook captures, that comes with a check, so I'll just win the queen. I won the queen, and here he should have resigned, but instead he chose to play along, and I was like, okay, fine, if you want to play queen to d6 check, king to e8, queen to c7, bishop to e6, queen captures on c5, king to f7, queen to c7, and here just a few more moves later, you'll realize that the position absolutely crumbles apart. All I had to do was just get another queen, and you're just gonna get mated. I don't even need the queen, I can just get the king and I can mate you. But why complicated? Here a5, king to f5, a6, bishop to c4, a7, bishop to e6, a8, queen, king to g4, f3 check, king moves, and now just comes this queen to d1, bishop to c4 was played, just trying to stop me from going for this mate. But now just queen to h8, and it was like I was able to get the checkmate on board, and definitely one of the really dominated games I've played in my life. So yeah, thank you all for watching. I'll be coming back with such amazing games, so stay tuned to the channel, subscribe to the channel, and I'll be seeing you guys very soon. Thank you all.